Once upon a time, a young man in a small village desired to become the greatest archer in the land. He practiced day and night, relentlessly aiming at his targets, never missing a single shot. The villagers were amazed by his skill and began to call him a master. Despite his talent, the young archer was unsatisfied. He heard of a Zen master who lived in the mountains, renowned for his wisdom and skill in archery. Driven by pride, the young archer decided to visit the Zen master to prove his superiority. After a long journey, he reached the master's hermitage. Without any formalities, the young man arrogantly declared, "I am the best archer in my village. I have come to challenge you to an archery contest." The Zen master, an old man with calm eyes, simply smiled and said, "Very well, follow me." The master led the young archer deep into the forest until they arrived at a narrow bridge suspended over a deep ravine. The bridge was old, creaking with each gust of wind, and appeared barely capable of supporting any weight. The Zen master walked to the middle of the bridge, where the wind was strongest, and calmly placed a target on a distant tree. Without a word, he took out his bow, drew an arrow, and shot it perfectly into the center of the target. The young archer was stunned, but still full of confidence. He walked to the middle of the bridge, took out his bow, and attempted to aim. However, as he looked down at the swirling depths below, his hands began to tremble. His heart pounded, and his vision blurred. Try as he might, he could not steady his bow. Finally, in frustration and fear, he lowered his bow and stepped back to safety. The Zen master then said, "Your skill is undeniable when the ground is firm beneath your feet. But true mastery is not about always hitting the target. It is about embracing the fear of failure, accepting it, and continuing to shoot your arrow despite it. You must learn to embrace failure as part of your journey." Humbled, the young archer realized that his pursuit of perfection had blinded him to the true essence of mastery. He bowed deeply to the Zen master and said, "Thank you for your lesson. I now understand that failure is not a defeat, but a teacher." For some weird reason, we all try to avoid failure. We want to do things perfectly without failing. That idea, honestly, is stupid. Failing is how we learn. Failing is how we grow. Without failure, where would you be? I would be nowhere. You wouldn't be able to read this because I wouldn't have found Medium. All of my success is thanks to my failures. If I hadn't failed on YouTube, I wouldn't have started writing. If I hadn't failed to hit certain goals, I would have never started working. Failing can bring you the biggest and most important wake-up call you need. Why try to avoid that? Why actively try to slow down your own growth? If life actually begins outside of your comfort zone, are you living? Are you actually trying new things and failing along the way every day? Or are you surviving instead of living? There's a difference. Surviving is doing things to stay alive. Living is enjoying your time alive on this planet and doing things you love. If you want to live, you need to fail. It's that easy. There's no way to work around it. You will have to fall and get back up stronger. You will have to get rejected and try again. You'll have to get 0 views, improve something, and learn from it. Failing is the only way. You can't avoid all of your problems. At some point, you will have to face them. At some point, you will have to try to solve them. Who cares if you fail? You will grow. You will learn, you will improve. Only by trying and failing will you be able to solve your problems and achieve your dreams. Because let me tell you, you can achieve any dream you may have at this moment. You can do it. But you will have to try, and you will have to fail. Do you know the saying, "The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life"? Confucius. It's true. And it's not just about asking questions. It's also about trying new things and failing along the way. That makes this: the man who tries and fails is a fool for a minute. The man who doesn't try is a fool for life. Milhorner. Would you rather be a fool for a minute or a fool for life? I know which one I would prefer. If you know which one you would prefer, act accordingly. Your actions should reflect your decision, and there should be plenty of action. If you remain passive, there is no way to try, there's no way to fail, and there's no way to grow. From now on, I hope you fail. It has been said that sometimes you need to go through a very difficult and dark time in order to awaken and start living the life of your dreams. That's true, but you can try to avoid it by simply failing more often. If you're ready, let's fail together. Let's try together. and let's fail together.